You know what's weird? Humanity invented philosophy, symphonies, space travel, and nuclear physics, and somehow we spent 2 million years perfecting one incredibly stupid idea: throwing stuff harder. That's basically the entire history of weapons. A spear? Fast stick. An arrow? Smaller fast stick. A bullet? Tiny fast rock. A missile? Flying rock with guidance software. And a railgun? That's electricity spending millions to reinvent the slingshot. So today, I'm walking you through the entire evolution of weapons. From a caveman with a rock to machines that launch metal faster than sound. Because underneath all the steel, chemistry, electronics, and military budgets, the primitive logic barely changed. Store energy, release energy, move an object very fast towards something else. That's the whole trick. You can store energy in muscles, a bent bow, gunpowder, compressed gas, or electricity. Then you dump that energy into some poor little object and send it flying toward a target. Humanity didn't invent 1,000 complaints, completely different kinds of violence. We mostly kept upgrading the delivery system. Same idea, better range. More speed, less effort, more damage. So let's rewind to when the most advanced military technology on Earth was a guy picking up a rock. Early humans were not built like top predators. No claws, no armor, no huge fangs. We were basically nervous meat with good hand coordination. So the first breakthrough was obvious. Don't bite the dangerous thing. Throw something at it. A thrown rock let us attack from outside immediate danger. And the moment distance kept us alive, evolution took a hard left into engineering. Then came the spear, a sharp point attached to a long stick. Now the dangerous part could reach farther than your arm. Then spear throwers like the atlatl made the human arm effectively longer. More leverage meant more speed, more range, and less chance of becoming lunch. Whenever the body hits a limit, humans build a machine to cheat. That pattern never stops. Then came one of the smartest inventions in human history, the bow. You pull the string, the limbs bend, and energy gets stored before the attack even happens. Release it, and that stored energy becomes motion. Your arm can only throw so hard, but a bow lets you save energy first and release it all at once. That means a smaller person, standing farther away, can suddenly become extremely dangerous. Weapons stop being only about strength. Mechanics, skill, and distance start taking over. And the safest place in a fight becomes somewhere else. Stone works until it chips, cracks, or wears down. So humans started using materials they could melt, shape, repair, and reproduce. Bronze, usually copper mixed with tin, was a huge upgrade. You could pour it into molds instead of carving every weapon one miserable chip at a time. But bronze had a supply chain problem. Tin was rare. Now weapons depended on mines, traders, roads, ships, and political control. Weapons were no longer just objects. They were systems. Then came iron, and eventually steel. Steel didn't appear in one magical afternoon. People learned to control heat, carbon, fuel, and hammering over generations. The result was stronger blades, tougher armor, better tools, stronger springs, and machines that survived enormous forces. The Fast Rock now had an industrial support team. Now consider the crossbow, a machine that made trained warriors deeply uncomfortable. A regular bow takes serious practice. A crossbow stores the energy mechanically and holds it until you pull a trigger. That lets someone with less training deliver a dangerous projectile with much less physical effort. In 1139, the Second Lateran Council prohibited bows and crossbows against Christians. People summarize that as, the church banned it because it was unfair to knights. That's the meme version, but the anxiety underneath it makes sense. Imagine spending your life becoming an elite warrior, then losing the advantage to one wooden machine. That isn't just a weapon, that's technology flattening a hierarchy. For centuries, weapons relied on muscle, tension, leverage, or gravity. Then chemistry entered the room and removed the speed limit. Gunpowder emerged in China, where Taoist alchemists experimented with sulfur, saltpeter, medicines, and formulas linked to long life. Humanity tried to become immortal and accidentally found a better way to kill each other. Classic. Gunpowder replaced muscle with expanding gas. Cannons attacked walls that ladders and arrows could barely inconvenience. Handheld guns kept improving. Ignition, barrels, ammunition, rifling, reliability. The principle stayed simple. Store chemical energy, release it, throw a tiny rock much faster. Early guns were smoky, clumsy, and occasionally more dangerous to the user than the target, but controlled explosions scale extremely well. Then the Industrial Revolution turned weapons into production pipelines. The question stopped being only, how deadly is this? Now it was, how many can we make, move, feed, repair, and replace? That's how the machine gun changes the world. The Maxim gun used recoil energy to eject, reload, and fire again. It helped automate killing. World War I showed what happens when industrial firepower meets outdated military imagination. The result wasn't heroic elegance. It was trenches, mud, artillery, wire, and repetition. By now, the projectile mattered, but the system behind it mattered even more. Weapons had become infrastructure. Then, in 1945, humanity changed the energy source again. Not muscles, not a bow, not chemistry, the nucleus of the atom itself. In fission, a neutron splits a heavy nucleus and releases energy, plus more neutrons. Those neutrons can split more nuclei, creating a rapidly growing chain reaction. That isn't a better spear or a stronger cannon. That's reality itself becoming the energy source. One weapon could now devastate a city. The primitive logic survived. The scale became apocalyptic. Same structure. Energy stored. Energy released. Catastrophe delivered. Today, the idea still hasn't changed. It just got smarter. Missiles are still projectiles. They just think now. Drones still deliver force from a distance. They're simply more flexible about it. And railguns might be the funniest ending to this entire story. They use electromagnetic force to accelerate a metal projectile to extreme speed. No gunpowder, no bowstring, no sweaty caveman arm, just electricity hurling metal at absurd velocity. After 2 million years of metallurgy, chemistry, industry, and nuclear science, we still end up here. Throw object faster. So if weapon history feels complicated, remember the shortcut. It's one long, chaotic story about humans getting better at throwing things. That's the pattern. And honestly, it might be the most human thing ever. Next time, we're doing something even dumber. What happens if you drink 10 liters of energy drink every day? See you there.